Hi, Sharon Durbin Graves, paintingwithacrylics101.com. Welcome to my studio, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Today we're talking about my second thing on my list of 5 things artists should know, and that is practice. Practice, practice, practice. And these are some of my practice sheets. This is nothing more than freezer paper that I bought at the grocery store. Comes in a box, has a big roll. I don't know how many feet are in there, but there's a boatload of feet in there. So here I was trying to teach myself how to do roses, and I was struggling, and I've got sheets of them filled up with that. Same with that. I wasn't struggling. I just wanted to see colors that would work together. I was just kind of getting a formulation in my head. I was working on this. How can I show the depth? Look, I had dirt all over my fingers I had a drawing class earlier. So here, I was just looking at the depth, wanting to show that. How could I show that the best? Here's another one of greens, of how to make green, of what my brush could do. These must have been some new brushes. That's when I usually do stuff like that. This was one that I had tons of stuff on it, and most of it I was not happy with. Okay, so here is part of it. And then I cut out the ones I liked. I didn't see any sense in keeping the ones I didn't like. But I write myself notes on here. It said the petals, these are single stroke, and there are several layers. And so I'm telling myself some information there. This one here, I really like this. I go back to this one a lot as reference. Sometimes, when you paint something and all of a sudden you can't paint it, then get out your practice and look at it. So here were some more of the daisies as I was practicing on them. And here's even more. And this is nothing more than freezer paper. It's slick on one side. I use your brush. You're not fighting the tooth of the canvas. You're not wasting a ton of money. So I like that. Now, something else I use is I get like a Canson watercolor pads. Got, 30, 50 sheets in it. $8 to $10. There's, they're relatively inexpensive. And I was working on a beach scene, and I was trying to get these like pampas grass, sea oats, how to make them. I just did the very minimalist thing so I could understand what I was doing. So, and then I actually used this on the other side for a class I was teaching about different shades of black. So it didn't matter what color I did it in. I was just trying to get this shape with my brush. How do I do that? So another way that I practice is I have a pad of canvas paper. It flows like canvas, okay? But it's actually on a pad of paper. And so I will put a piece of tape down the center, painter's tape, and I'll paint on each hand. I was learning how to paint glass. So I didn't care if I got something good, but if I did get something good, woohoo, that was good. Which I did, and I could actually cut these apart and mat them and frame them that way. This is a heavy-duty watercolor paper. Again, I just put tape down the middle. You could just draw a line. And I have these metal cups, and I was playing with the reflections of the colors off of each one. I put them in different configurations, and I did all these different things just playing. I had no intent. This is nothing. This is nothing to sell, nothing to use, but I keep it for my own reference. And then this is more daisies, the same kind of paper. I actually did have some tape in there, but then I ended up painting over it. I don't really know what happened there, but I was just looking at backgrounds, different colors of daisies. I like this one in the middle here. Just playing. And practice is so important. If you want to get better at something, you have to do it over and over and over and over again. And sometimes that's the boring part. But as you study what you've learned and get that ingrained in your head. Okay, now I've got some information here that I can use, I can pull out, and when I'm struggling, because for whatever reason, you can see I can do them. Every once in a while, it's like my brush is I've never painted a daisy before in my life. I pull out my practice and I review. Okay, so what's going on here? This is a center. I'm looking straight on. This I'm looking from the side. This is standing up, and these petals. So I review it. I don't throw this away ever. I've got a drawers full of practice sheets that I can pull out and remind myself, for one thing, yes, Sharon, you can paint. And for another, this is how you do it. So I practice. I can't emphasize how important practice is. A piano player plays the scales. Another instrument, a flute, whatever, they practice. If you play a sport, I had a son who was a tremendous shooter. Well, no wonder he was a tremendous shooter. He spent hours every day in the driveway shooting free throws over and over and over and over again. So when the game came and he went to the line, you were pretty sure that was going in. You sort of knew that was happening. So that's what practice does for painters too. It's a skill. Then once you learn the skills, then your talent can come out. But you've got to put miles on your brush in order for that to happen. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And there should be, when you do that, there should be a little bell that pops up. Click on that bell and it'll notify you every week when I upload a new video. I try to do it on Fridays. I don't always make it, but I try. So anyway, thanks a lot. Sharon Durbin Graves, Painting with Acrylics 101.com. Let's paint together real soon.